of a documentary, a dialogue between Muslims who migrated to Abyssinia following the guidance of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. It all started almost 1500 years ago when Prophet Muhammad was commissioned with a message. Then he went public. So he and his followers were persecuted by the Meccan chieftains a great deal. They wanted them to give up on their faith. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam advised his companions to migrate to a country which is predominantly Christian country. And he said, go to Abyssinia. There is a just king. No one will be wrong under his rulership. A little over 100 of his companions followed his advice and they made it to Abyssinia. The Meccans didn't leave them alone. They sent a delegation to bribe the advisors of the king in order to convince him to extradite those immigrant Muslims. But the king met the Prophet's expectation. He said, not before I hear from them. So he collected them in his palace, in his courtyard, and he asked them to present themselves. Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, who was the Prophet's cousin, spoke and he said, "O honorable king, we were people living in ignorance. We used to worship idols. We eat the dead. Al-Qawiy minna ya'kulu al-da'if. The powerful among us will devour the weak. The strong among us will oppress the weak and the vulnerable. We used to sever our relations with our kin. We used to hurt our neighbors. We were the worst human beings. And the Almighty Allah sent to us a messenger from among ourselves, whom we recognize very well, his honesty, his trustworthiness, his good conduct. And he commanded us to worship one God, not too many gods, and to abandon worshiping the idols. He guided us to morality and good conduct. He instructed us to uphold the ties of our kinship. And he instructed us to justice, social justice. So those people want to send back those who accepted Islam into ignorance and Jahiliyyah. Upon hearing that, the king said, "You're most welcome to live in my country, in Abyssinia," where he met the Prophet's expectation. Social justice was instructed in Islam from the beginning of its mission.